And you can go ahead and share your screen.
It should be shared.
No, I get you out. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Careful, get in trouble for that.
Kicked you out.
I didn't do it this time.
There we go.
Perfect.
Cool. And we got sound for myself.
Can everyone hear us?
Can you guys hear me on the Zoom? All right, we got a nod. That's great.
That's what we want.
Hey, Megan. All right, well, we're gonna get started. Thank you guys all for coming to and joining to the Business Resource and Innovation Center. So this place was created by a gentleman named Steve Ayers, who kind of had this idea that he would create a resource center for business owners and entrepreneurs and a number of different people to come in and get resources and have high-speed internet, and get with the small business, the SBA, learn about funding and all types of different things. So this whole thing is kind of a gift from Steve. And Sean Brooks is now who I'm working with at the Business Resource and Innovation Center. And so we're putting together kind of a handful of classes to help business owners navigate through the digital marketing landscapes, which is, as you guys know, is ever changing. So all that being said, again, thank you guys for coming. We're going to jump right into it. So my name is Aaron Walksler. I am the executive director of CBM Marketing Solutions. And this class is called Introduction to Digital Marketing. And specifically, we are getting into presence, brand awareness, and traffic. So again, your course instructor, my name is Aaron Walksler. I am the founder and CEO of CBM Marketing Solutions over in Cottonwood. I've got about 8 years of digital marketing background with an emphasis on paid ad placement. Hospitality marketing and management is what I did between 2008 and 2014. Following that, I was the marketing director for the Wheels Through Time Motorcycle Museum out in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. And since then, I've owned and operated CBM Marketing Solutions. So that's kind of just a little bit about me. So the first question, and there's obviously a lot of obvious answers, but why is digital marketing important for your business? Obviously, a huge number of reasons. Somebody put it really simply, and what they told me is ignoring online marketing is like opening a business and not telling anyone about it. With where people spend their time today on devices, computers, tablets, morning, afternoon, and night, on break, in the car, before bed, after dinner, it's really the place where you should be spending time is increasing your presence online. So a couple of other reasons. It connects your business with potential customers who are shopping for your product online or show intent to shop for your product in the near future. It also allows you to reconnect and share information with your current and past customers. It also allows you to create and build lasting relationships with customers as well. Almost 15% of retail sales in 2021 were online in the United States. And 51% of people stated that their purchases are influenced by social media posts and or ads. So a pretty considerable amount there. One thing I didn't mention before we started, there's probably going to be some stuff that's redundant that you guys may have already heard. I wanted to kind of get this set up to where even somebody who had no knowledge of digital marketing and was just getting started could come in and really get some good tips from the class. So an introduction. The purpose of the class is to provide an overview of some of the fundamental digital marketing strategies that most businesses can benefit from in today's marketplace. Upon completion of the course, my goal is to help you do a few things. First and foremost is identify areas of opportunity digitally for your business. Next is have a basic understanding of today's top social media platforms, Google My Business, Facebook, Instagram, and audience network placements, and audience targeting. So the course gets into 5 subjects. And again, those subjects to kind of reiterate, Google My Business, social media profiles, Meta Business Suite, Facebook Business Manager, and Introduction to Facebook Ads Manager. So subject one, we'll jump right into Google My Business. Google My Business, what is it and why is it important? So Google My Business is a free profile for your business or organization that allows potential customers to quickly find you through Google search engine. 64% of consumers have used Google My Business to find contact details for a local business, and 16% of businesses receive more than 100 calls each month from their Google My Business profile alone. A customer who finds a brand through their Google My Business listing are up to 50% more likely to make a purchase. And you can showcase your products, events, create offers, updates, and more, all of which will help you enhance your profile and make it more visible on the web. So the important things that you need to know, number one is that there's different things that you can do to optimize your profile to help you show up more often. If you're one of the businesses that has a lot of competition in the area, just as an example, the Jeep tours in Sedona, I think there's got to be 5 or 6 or 7 companies that have Jeep tours. And so for those businesses, who are contending to be in the top 3 Google My Business rankings, there's different things that these companies could do to help you show up more often. First one, if you haven't already, claim your Google My Business profile. You'll simply find your business on a Google search and click the button that says Own This Business. If you don't yet have one, you would just simply go visit business.google.com and start setting up an account. You'll be prompted to enter your business information, and you will have to verify your profile by either text, phone, or postcard, depending on your business type. It's important to note that PO boxes are not permitted with Google My Business. So what Google is trying to do is trying to really create a good user experience and not have a bunch of places of business that don't actually have an address. They want their users to be able to actually go travel to the business. So once you've claimed your profile and verified it, you are ready to begin. And then we'll talk about the really important stuff that you should be doing to this profile to help you show up above your competitors more often. So the first thing you want to do is ensure that your business information is up to date, accurate, with correct phone number, hours, address, business category, description. Next thing you really want to make sure to do is to request reviews from your customers. So there's a few different clever ways that this can be done. Some businesses will get an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and with the QR code and put that at their place of business, so they can quickly refer their customers to say, hey, if you'd like to leave us a review, go ahead and scan the code right there. And then that link can take them directly to the Google My Business page. You can also do a friendly email or text message with a direct link to your profile. From my experience, the very best way to actually get the Google review from a customer is to first ask them face to face or over the phone, can I ask you a favor? Can you take a moment to leave me a review on my Google My Business profile? It would be really helpful. And after you get that yes, or that, yeah, I could probably do that, you're about 50 to 75% more likely to actually get that Google review when they do receive that link. So really, it's just kind of opening it up and asking the customer, hey, will you leave me a Google review? Most of the time, you're going to get a yes. It's just important to talk about it with them. You can post to this profile just like you would a Facebook or Instagram page. So a good target to shoot for 10 to 15 times per month. And these can be interior photos of your business. These can be products, customer photos, experience photos. Additionally, you can add your products, your services, a booking link. All of these things can be added to your Google My Business profile. And simply by having those things added, what that says to Google is that you are more likely to provide a good experience to people who visit your business versus people who don't. There's lots of other factors that tie into your Google My Business ranking. Those things are, like authority, how long have you been in business? How much traffic does your website get? Do you get positive reviews? Do you respond to your reviews? Are you uploading images? Are you making posts regularly? So with those 4, 5, or 6 pieces of information. That's how Google is going to determine in their algorithm where you're going to show up versus your competitors. Lastly is respond thoughtfully to the reviews, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So as you know, mistakes happen in business, bad days happen, employees, aren't on point in some cases. Sometimes it's beyond anyone's control and the customer is just on a mission to leave a bad review. It is important to respond to all of these reviews. And, when your business makes a mistake and somebody calls you out on Google, the best thing to do is to provide an explanation, not an excuse. Let them know how you are working to rectify it to better enhance future customers' experience with you, and also thank them for their feedback. What you don't want to do is, be real short and cut off. You really want them to know that you appreciate them taking the time to leave a review. So that concludes Google My Business. The next thing we're going to jump into is social media profiles. So social profiles. What's the deal with all of the social media sites? There is a lot, as you guys probably have all figured out. So social media platforms all have something special to offer when it comes to features and user experience, and people will flock to them for their own reasons, be it personal preference, following the crowd, or simply out of curiosity. No matter what platform they choose, your potential customers use it to shop, consume content, entertainment, network with others, and of course, get ads served up to them along the way. All of this goes to show that advertising really is the unsung hero that fuels the social media machine. Social profiles, do you need more than one? The short answer is yes. Having multiple social media profiles can be beneficial for a number of reasons, but generally speaking, it's going to give you a better presence across the web, and it's going to help you increase your visibility and reach. This allows you to target different audiences with tailored content and build relationships with people from various platforms. It can also help you track engagement rates and grow your audience across platforms. By growing your audience across platforms, for example, a business starts, they have a Facebook page, they've got a good following, and they decide, hey, let's get some TikTok videos started. A great way to start, building that audience on your TikTok is to announce to your Facebook page, hey, everyone, we just started a TikTok page. Please give us a follow, like our page, follow, etc. So which profiles do you need to have and why? So it's recommended that in most most industries, your business should have at least the following profiles: Google My Business, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn Business. Yes, there are tons more: Foursquare, Pinterest, the list goes on. These are kind of what I've gathered as the most important for kind of across the broad spectrum of industries. Depending on your industry, this is super important. It may also be important to consider niche specific platforms like TripAdvisor, Yelp, Viator, Groupon, Angie's List, Google My Business, Airbnb Experiences, Zillow, and more. So while you have a finely tuned social media machine and you're getting likes and clicks to your website and calls, overlooking some of these other platforms, I wouldn't call it devastating, but there's huge opportunity. For an example, a business in Sedona that is doing tourism, they're running Facebook ads and Google ads, and they're posting, and they have a Google My Business, but they don't have a Viator account. So now all of a sudden there is millions and millions and millions of people who are searching for activities to do on vacation, and you are not in the marketplace that they're on because they generally shop on Viator. And that's just one example of many. Same thing in the service industry for Angie's List, for realtors, Zillow, Airbnb. Experiences would be applicable to tourism, attractions, etc. So I'm going to run through the social media profiles. A lot of this is going to kind of seem redundant. I'm sure a lot of you guys know a lot of this stuff, but I just kind of want to put it into perspective for you. So Facebook right now has 2.9 billion monthly active users. That's MAUs. Currently, it is the largest social networking site in the world. Explained, Facebook is a social networking site that makes it easy for you to connect with your friends and family, consume entertainment, and shop in different marketplaces. As I mentioned, largest in the world. 1 million people make a purchase on Facebook monthly. 15% of users use the platform to shop on. And at this time, it is recognized as the superior digital advertising platform along with Google. So next, we're going to talk about YouTube. 2.2 billion monthly average users. This is probably the least commonly used business, profile for a business. So YouTube is a free video sharing website that makes it easy to share and watch videos online. It is the most popular search engine next to Google, uncommonly known. Second most users daily next to Facebook. 55% of consumers are reported to have used YouTube during their shopping decision-making process. We bought a trampoline about 2 months ago. First thing we went and did is look at top trampolines, went to YouTube, watched probably 5 or 6 videos. So that was just one example of how I've recently used YouTube to help make a shopping decision. 73% of consumers reported that they are more likely to purchase a product after watching a YouTube video about it. So 73% is a huge number. Next, we're going to jump over to Instagram. 2 billion monthly average users. Instagram is a free photo and video sharing app available on iPhone and Android. It is also available on a desktop, but you cannot create posts. That can only be done from the app. Over 200 million businesses sell products on Instagram. 44% of consumers are reported to use Instagram to shop on a weekly basis. Your product, geographic region, and more are searchable by hashtags. So this makes it easy for a business to find, for a consumer that is looking up Arizona winery, for example. So family arrives to Arizona. A common thing that they might do if they want to go see wineries is they might jump over to Instagram, search for Arizona winery, and if your local winery is, uses that hashtag, you're going to be that much more visible to that family that just arrived in Arizona. So next, we're jumping over to TikTok, the up and coming, mixed emotions myself, but we're going to leave those aside. So TikTok is a free video sharing app that allows users to create and share short form videos on any topic. Currently, there's 210 million downloads in the United States. I put that statistic in there to just kind of hopefully give everybody an idea that it's not, a small social media network. It is growing. It is growing very fast. It's commonly considered something that only the younger generation uses, which according to statistics is not true. 53% of the users on TikTok are at least 30 years old. Next, we're going to jump over to Snapchat. Snapchat is an app that lets you easily talk with friends, view stories from around the world, and explore news. It's all good, no worries. Snapchat has continued growth among a younger demographic. Much of this younger demographic is already at the age of being potential customers for most businesses. So as the number of potential customers who use Snapchat, and the number of potential customers who use Snapchat is growing daily. So, right now, a lot of people think, the younger kids use Snapchat. There's a huge chunk of people between 18 years old and 30 years old that are using Snapchat. These are prospects for probably anybody's business that's watching this class right now. Over the next 10 years, that group is going to become, a larger consumer, being 30 to 40 years old. Whether they continue to use Snapchat as they do now, who knows? But my point here is that there is a relevant audience on Snapchat, and it's something that can't be ignored for too much longer if you're a business trying to get in front of more people. Next, we're going to jump over to Twitter. 436 million monthly average users. Twitter is a social media site, and its primary purpose is to connect people and allow people to share their thoughts in front of a big audience. So posting regularly with useful content, hashtags, and your website link will enhance your SEO, your search engine optimization. In 2015, Twitter and Google partnered, which changed how SEO works. In this partnership, Google gave access to the Twitter stream, which indexed the tweets in search results. So, if you look over like a 2 or 3 or 4 year period, if you're posting to Twitter regularly and you include hashtags that are relevant to your business, linking your website as well, you're creating backlinks and you're creating a big advantage for yourself over your competitors by posting to Twitter. Since the recent shift in ownership of the platform, there has been millions of accounts deleted and then also millions of new ones created. So big shifts since Elon Musk took over. A lot of interesting things. My prediction is over the next several years, we're going to see a continued growth and an even heavier adoption throughout the United States. Last but not least, LinkedIn Business. So LinkedIn has 250 monthly average users. LinkedIn is a professional network that allows you to build credibility, create a meaningful network, and establish your company as an industry authority. While monthly average users is significantly lower than other platforms, LinkedIn for Business does offer businesses a place to showcase a product or services to a select group of business professionals that may have a high intent of interacting with your business. Lastly, it's unique. Your employees essentially act as an indirect ambassador for your business. When you create a LinkedIn business profile, you can add your team members, and then that's going to show up on their profile. So if they do have a large network as well on their LinkedIn, that will be visible to their circles also. So content creation, which is something that we're not going to jump heavily into this class because it is an entire hour and a half in itself. But the way that people experience content and make purchases is in a continuous state of change. Posting to your profiles regularly is recommended. In many cases, content could be cross-posted to different social platforms. What that means is, the same post that you're making for Facebook oftentimes can go to Instagram. We'll talk about how to efficiently do that in the next subject. Your images, graphic design, and copy should all be aligned with your business's beliefs. And be sure to post content that your audience will find useful, entertaining, or meaningful. Content creation continued. It's recommended that most businesses post to this frequency, 1 to 2 times a day on Facebook, 1 to 2 times per day on Instagram, 15 times per month on Google My Business, 1 to 2 times a day on Twitter, 10 to 15 times per month on LinkedIn. And then as you begin to incorporate a video marketing strategy to your business, if that's something you're working on, keep in mind that a single video, when formatted differently, can go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, your website. So it's a task. It's a big task to make a video and make it look good. So when you ultimately do that and you put it together, again, there's different aspect ratios that we'll talk about in later subjects. And essentially, just as an example, I own a winery. We just rolled out our new cab, and we're going to make a video, and it's going to start, as a widescreen. That's going to get turned into a square with Facebook and Instagram. You can turn it into a reel and put it on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram reels. You can take more of a rectangular version, the 16:9, and put that on YouTube, which can ultimately be embedded on your website. Those last two right there, YouTube and on your website, it kind of starts jumping into SEO, which is search engine optimization. And that combination right there of uploading your videos to YouTube and tagging them properly, and then ultimately embedding those on your website does tremendous things for your website search engine optimization. Again, not going to get too far into that. We'll save that for another day. And as I mentioned, creating videos with different aspect ratios that are designed for each placement is recommended. So next, we're going to talk about Meta Business Suite. Funny thing, this section originally was called Creator Studio when I wrote this class syllabus, which was about 3 weeks ago. Since then, since I wrote the course, Creator Studio has been announced that it is going away. So it's a dashboard where you can create and add stories and reels and post to Instagram and Facebook. And they just announced that it's going to be phased out. And so again, when I talk about the quickly evolving landscape of digital marketing, this is what I'm talking about. And there's a high likelihood that in 2 or 3 or 5 or 7 months, that a lot of the information on here will be slightly outdated. But anyway, Meta Business Suite. It is a new dashboard that was introduced in 2020. It's a one-stop shop where you can manage marketing and communication efforts on Facebook and Instagram. It is available on desktop and mobile. You can also create or schedule posts and stories for Instagram and Facebook without switching accounts. And lastly, you can see comments from Instagram and Facebook and incoming messages in one place. And if you've ever managed a busy Facebook or Instagram page and there's comments and incoming messages, it can be tedious jumping back and forth, especially if you have ads running where you have to go, find comments on these new ads and look for notifications. So Meta Business Suite is essentially a place where you can manage all of that in one place. Eliminates the needs to go back to previous posts or current ads to monitor comments. And this is what a Meta Business Suite dashboard looks like. So you can see it's a little bit different from the Facebook page. On the left-hand side there, which I blew up and moved over to the right-hand side, you have notifications, you have your inbox, posts and stories, commerce, your social posting planner, any ads that you're running, you'll be able to see them in there. It'll also give you insights into how many, what your reach is, how many people have visited your page, what your page growth is. If there's any social media posts that you did that are getting a higher engagement rate, oftentimes it will tell you that in there. And so it's really a way to just kind of gather more data about, what's happening with your Facebook and Instagram page. Short section. Moving on to the next is Facebook Business Manager. So, at this point, everybody in the world has heard of Facebook. Almost everybody has an account. There's a whole entire dashboard, I guess platform you could call it, that's outside of Facebook, and it's called Facebook Business Manager. It's designed for businesses or agencies to manage their pages and digital assets. Why does your business need one? So Facebook Business Manager remains an instrumental part of nearly any professionally executed marketing plan or strategy. It offers tools that a standalone Facebook page or Instagram page does not have. So again, I must reiterate there, Facebook Business Manager has tools that you cannot access in just a Facebook or Instagram page. It also offers an additional level of security, verification, and role delegation, which will protect your digital assets from both internal and external threats. It allows you to upload and target a CSV list, which could be leads, it could be past customers. As an example, I'll go back to the winery. Winery's been open for years and they've had a wine club, and they've got all these first names and last names and email and a zip code and phone number just in this big database. With Facebook Business Manager, you're actually allowed to upload that list to Facebook and target them directly. And that can be kind of a custom design ad specifically for your wine club, or if you wanted to promote host your group or party to that list of people, you could also do that. It offers a far more robust dashboard for developing audiences and campaigns. And it provides a more in-depth reporting on ad performance, return on investment, frequency, landing page views, just so many metrics to access from the Facebook Business Manager. So how to get started? A personal Facebook page is required to get started. It is very possible that if you don't think that you have a business manager, I shouldn't say very possible, it's a possibility that you have already created one when you set up your Facebook page. Couple ways we can figure that out. If you go to business.facebook.com while logged into your Facebook account in your browser, if you already have an account, you will arrive at the Business Manager dashboard or Meta Business Suite. If you don't have an account, you will be put in front of a screen where it says create an account. Click that button and then follow the prompts. That's super small. My apologies. It's not that important for anybody looking. How to get started and the basics continued. So before we jump into it, it is very important to understand the hierarchy of the Facebook Business Manager and how it works. To begin with, you will be the owner of your Business Manager account. Only 2 Business Manager accounts can be created by a personal account ever. Your Business Manager account will be the owner of your Facebook pages and Instagram pages. Thus, you are still the owner of these digital assets. If needed, you can add team members and assign them various permissions based on your business's needs. So now that your account is set up, it's time to add your Facebook page, your Instagram account, and people into your organization, and most importantly, your ad account. So don't know how well people can see that, but what we're looking at there is the Facebook Business Manager dashboard. As you can see, it looks considerably different than just a normal Facebook page. On the left-hand side section there, which has your people, pages, ad accounts, and Instagram accounts, that's what those 4 arrows are pointing to. Anything that doesn't have an arrow pointing to it is not super important at this moment. Follow the prompts for each. You will need your login credentials for your Instagram account. It's likely that your Facebook account will be added without any issue because it's likely that you're probably already a manager or an owner on that Facebook account. There are some additional tasks that are recommended before you jump into ads. So to begin with, Facebook is really trying to get everything dialed in and just have a nice, smooth system. So we're going to run through what they ask that you do before you begin spending money on ads. First is verify your domain. You'll need to prove that you are allowed to advertise to your domain by adding a TXT, a text record, to your website. There's an option to forward this to your webmaster, which you can always have them do. Data sources, you're going to create your pixel. I haven't explained it. What Facebook Pixel is it's a small snippet of code that goes on your website. And what that does, it communicates with Facebook, and it allows you to put ads in front of people who have previously been on your website. So over the course of a month, you might have 2,000 people that visit your website. After they come and they leave, in most cases, there's no effective way to get back in front of them until Facebook Pixel arrived. So after you, and I'm sure everybody here in this room has been retargeted with some kind of ad in the past, you'll visit a website, and then following that, within 30 minutes or a day or a week later, you oddly enough see an ad for that website that you went to. It wasn't coincidence. That is called retargeting. It was done because they had a pixel on their website, and because you accepted their cookies and ultimately allowed them to track your activity on their website. Lastly is a security center. There is a 2-step authorization for your account that you should set up. I've seen a lot of people lose their Instagram accounts with, you know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. All of it can usually be prevented by simply setting up a two-step authorization for your account. It's highly recommended. Continued. Next, we're going to add a payment method before you run any ads. Basic info. So for transparency purposes, it's important that you verify your business and provide your basic business details. Congratulations, you are now set up with Facebook Business Manager and you are ready to develop a strategic marketing strategy that can bring your business to new levels. I'm not even kidding. So next, we're going to discuss campaign objectives, audiences, creative, etc. So this is probably my favorite subject of this class. It's really kind of why, everything else kind of leads up to this. This, in my opinion, is really kind of the bread and butter to really increasing the exposure for just about any business out there. So Facebook Ads Manager, as I mentioned before, it is the most robust option that's available for running Facebook, Instagram, and audience network ads. You have far more objective types, audience types, targeting types, creative types, and so much more. Campaign measurement of performance is far more insightful with countless data pieces that you can analyze. And it's the only way that you can accomplish retargeting, lookalike audiences, list audiences, and more. So of course, jump back to subject 4 where we talked about the setup. If you don't take all of those necessary steps that I mentioned, you do leave your ad account and your Facebook page at risk to violate community standards and your account could be shut down. I've seen it happen just simply by not verifying an identity. So again, before you run through and start creating a campaign, be sure to follow those other steps. So now we're going to jump into audiences. You could take an incredible piece of graphic design and you could spend $1,000 on advertising that graphic. And if it's going to an audience that is not interested in what you're offering, there is a very, very high chance that you will get 0 clicks, 0 purchases. Now, you could take an absolutely awful piece of creative, static image with just a black headline at the top that says, hey, buy our product. And then there's a picture of it. And if you are promoting that to the correct audiences, you're going to at least get something. People may not jump onto it and say, wow, that's an absolutely beautiful ad. But because it's relevant and because they are interested in your product, you have a much higher likelihood. So an audience is one of the most important things to consider as you put together ads for your business. So we're going to run through some of the different ways that you can target people. Obviously, number one, geographic region. So the super simple, you're either putting in a physical address and creating a radius around it. You can select a county, you can select a state. The smallest that your radius can get is 1 mile. So for example, if you wanted to target people who are passing through Sedona, you could target the Chamber of Commerce address in Uptown Sedona and then give it a 1 mile radius. And you have a pretty high likelihood of reaching, a good chunk of the people that are passing right through that intersection. Next, targeting by age and gender. Obvious there, I don't think we need much of an explanation. So you can also target people by interest and life events. Couple examples of life events. This could be had a baby, got married, got divorced, bought a house, quit the job, started a new job. All of these are life events. And I'm sure everybody here has put something on their Facebook page that, oh, hey, started a new job, or, just bought my house, or graduated then. And so when you do that, you're ultimately, telling Facebook, hey, I am a good target for, somebody who's trying to advertise to people who just bought a house. So we'll get into a little bit later to how everyone using social media is ultimately the product, and the people who are spending money on the platform, they are ultimately the consumer in a sense, which sounds really backwards, but that's kind of what it's come down to. The other important thing is by interest. So that there are countless interests that you can target people on Facebook and Instagram and audience networks with. So these could be things like interested in wine, food lover, adventure, 30-second workout videos, investing. Sedona is an actual interest that you can target within Facebook Ads Manager. So you can target people who are specifically interested in Sedona, in any number of things. And then to narrow your audience further, you could say, hey, they need to be interested in Sedona, but they also need to be, they also need to love adventure as well. So that has to be one of their interests is adventure and Sedona. And so just as an example, if you took Arizona and you have a 7 million person audience roughly, and then you say, hey, I want to target everybody who's interested in Sedona. What happens is the audience goes from 7 million down to about 250,000 people. So you're now in front of the 250,000 people that know about Sedona, they talk about it, they're interested in it. Maybe they visit there, maybe they follow Sedona pages. They may have just visited a Sedona website. They may have typed Sedona into their web browser. And once those things happen, they are then put into a bucket of people who are interested in Sedona. Following that, again, you can narrow the audience. So, if you were selling rock climbing tours in Sedona, you might also want to target people who are interested in Sedona, interested in, adrenaline junkie, and who also have the age range of between, 20 and 40, just as an example, or 20 and 50, whatever that may be. And that just gives you a couple of different ways that you can really hone in on who you were trying to target. Targeting by recent web browser behavior. So this is ultimately just what I was talking about before, based on things that they're searching for, you're going to get ads served up. So right now, if I were to go to Google, start typing in, lightweight tent and camping gear, within the hour, I'm going to start seeing ads for that same thing on Instagram and Facebook and Audience Network. So if you can't tell, they are ultimately in communication with one another. Next, it's pretty remarkable. You can target by list. Again, I mentioned that before. That's the, could be the list of customers from the past. Maybe you have 3 or 4 or 50,000 people that you've gathered their lead information in some way, shape, or form. So you can simply upload this list, tell Facebook, hey, do your best to match up all these customers, and you'd like to put an ad in front of those people. So the match rate, I haven't had tremendous success with it, 30, 40, 50%. So it's going to miss a lot of the people on that list, and that's based off of what those people have input to Facebook. So maybe you have a different phone number, maybe there's a different last name. If it doesn't match up, in most cases, it will not serve the ad. Previous website visitors, probably what I would call the most important marketing that you can do. A lot of people spend thousands of dollars to build a website and tons of time to create content, to get people to their website, hundreds of links. They've told so many people, they've given away tens of thousands of business cards. And over the years, you end up getting a lot of people to visit your website. So basically by retargeting, again, we're putting a small snippet of code on your website, and we are telling Facebook, hey, anybody who comes to my website, I would like you to put this ad in front of them. To take it a level further, you can tell Facebook, hey, anybody who visited the wine club page on my website, so not just the winery, but they looked at the wine club, I want to serve up my wine club ad. And so now, instead of doing blanket marketing, reaching everybody in a 15-mile radius about your wine club, you are reaching the people who have visited your website. They went to the page. It is probably the lowest hanging fruit and probably the #1 person that you should be targeting to get them back to your website to ultimately purchase. There's other things you can do with website visitors. If you have a really high amount of visitors that come to your website monthly, and you find that a lot of people, they get there and within 30 seconds they leave. And most of the people that end up doing business with you spend 2 to 3 minutes on your website. You could also tell Facebook, hey, I'm only interested in targeting people who have spent more than 60 seconds on my website. So that, Facebook picks that up, no problem at all. And you can target people that way. So next is by lookalike audiences. So a lookalike audience, what we're doing there is we're taking a group of people, and this could be any one of the audiences I mentioned above. It could be a geographic region. It could be your previous website visitors or a list. And basically what we're going to tell Facebook to do is, hey, Facebook, we have this big chunk of people. There's 100,000 people in my audience. I would like you to make a lookalike audience of all those people. And so what Facebook is going to do is they're going to take hundreds of data points and interests and websites that they visited, and they're going to look across all of Facebook, and ultimately they are going to say, hey, here is a huge group of people that looks just like that group that you told us about. And so what I really like to do, if there's a business that does e-commerce on the website and you can actually go to their website and buy a product, what we'll do is we'll retarget people who have purchased on the website. So again, you're not just targeting a large group, but you are targeting that specific group that looks exactly like all the other people that purchased. And so again, it's going to take age, gender, interests, website behavior, and numerous other things into consideration. Last is by connection. So what this is, you're ultimately targeting people who are interested in or following your Facebook page. So as many of you know, the organic reach that a business gets is somewhere down to like 5 or 8%. So if you have a Facebook page with 1,000 people that follow it, on average, 80 to 100, 50 to 100 people are going to see that post. And the only real way to reach your entire audience is really by telling Facebook, hey, I would like to advertise to everybody in my audience, put this ad in front of them. And so that kind of sums up audiences. As you can imagine here, there's lots of different options. When it comes to just a simple A/B test, you could target people between the ages of 20 and 40 versus 40 to 60. And you can run a test and you can say, all right, so, who's clicking more? And that's just one of many tests that you can do. And as you start to incorporate the previous website visitors and lookalike audiences and lists, there's lots of different things you can do. I encourage everyone to experiment, try different things, do experiments, test audiences, make mistakes. So next we're going to talk about objectives. So with objectives, I guess I should preface this by saying, if you are boosting posts, stop boosting posts and pay really close attention to what we're going to go over right here. When you boost a post on Facebook, on average, it is 5 to 6 times more expensive than it is running an ad through Facebook Ads Manager. So again, 5 to 6 times more expensive when you boost a post. I'll give an example. This morning, I woke up, one of my clients had boosted a post. They spent $150. They reached 3,000 people out of that $150, which comes out to $50 per 1,000 people to reach. I jumped over to their ad manager real quick to kind of see where we were tracking at over the past couple weeks. Currently, we're spending $6 to reach 1,000 people, where again, the client said, all right, I'm gonna run some ads here, spend $150, reach 3,000 people. So I had to give that report to him and let him know, hey, don't do that anymore. So anyway, next we're going to talk about the objectives. I believe there's 5, maybe 6 different main objectives, and then within each one of those, there's some kind of there's campaign types within each one of those. So for brand awareness, we're looking to show your ads to people who are most likely to remember them. Within the awareness, you have reach, which is reaching the maximum number of people who may be interested in your brand. Brand awareness, reach people who are more likely to remember your brand. Video views, reach more people who are more likely to watch your video. Store location awareness, reach people using the physical location of your store or set of stores. And as we go through these next objectives, it's going to look a little bit redundant. So this information basically is from the Facebook Ads Manager itself, and this is how they describe their different objectives. So next is traffic. So this is designed to send people to your website, app, or Facebook event. Link clicks, get people to click on your link, your website, your app, or Facebook event. Landing page views. This is my favorite type of objective because it is really, in my opinion, what matters. You could spend hundreds of dollars on Facebook ads and get likes and loves and comments and shares. And at the end of the day, if you go look at your website traffic and you see that there was no increase in traffic at all, so you spent hundreds of dollars and nobody else came to your website, all you got was people that liked and loved and put a reaction, you probably ended up boosting the post is probably what happened there. So when we do landing page views, Facebook is looking for people who usually have a higher intent of purchase and who are more likely to see your ad and then go to the actual landing page, versus if we had the objective of engagement and we just wanted people to like and comment, you can actually find those two different groups of people. Messenger and WhatsApp. So this is where you send people to your Facebook Messenger or your WhatsApp to start a conversation. Lastly, calls to get people to call your business who might be interested in purchasing. Next is engagement. So as I mentioned here, getting more video views, post engagement, page likes, and event responses. The third one there, page likes, it's one of the less commonly known objectives, things that you can do and how you can spend money with Facebook. So to begin with, Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp, this is encouraging people to start a conversation with you. Video views, you're reaching people who are more likely to watch your video. Post engagement, get people to interact with your posts. Conversions, get people to view content, contact your business, add a wish list, or take other actions with your business. One of the bullet points, I guess, that I didn't get to touch on there was likes. So when you run ads through Facebook Business Manager, you can set up a specific campaign to grow the likes around your page. So in the bottom right corner of the ad, oftentimes you'll see a learn more or a book now or schedule time or call now or get directions. And then every once in a great while, you'll see one that just has the thumbs up. And what that is a business putting this ad in front of you in hopes that you will see this ad and click the like button, click the thumbs up button to quickly like the page without actually ever having to go visit the page. It is one of the fastest ways that you can grow your page with paid ads. And with that, we're moving over to leads. So another objective is collecting leads. You can do that with instant forms and find people willing to share their information. Find people willing to share their information and other details through chat. Get people to complete a registration form, submit an application, or take another action on your website. Or calls, getting people who might be interested in your business to call you. App promotion, I'm going to run through this just real quickly, not much in this one. Essentially, these are ads to get people to interact with your app, continue using your app, install it, etc. And lastly, sales. So these are finding people who are likely to purchase your product There are a couple predecessors that are required to run a sales campaign. You have to tell Facebook what a conversion is. Ultimately, with conversions, you are getting people to add items to their cart, make a purchase, start a subscription, or take other actions on your website. Catalog sales, get people to buy products or services from your catalog. Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp, get people to initiate their purchase through these channels. And lastly, calls, get people ready to purchase your product to call your business. So now we're going to jump into the ad types, which I believe is the final section of the course. Once we're done, I will have a Q&A, so if anybody has questions, do write those down, and I'll take some time after to answer any questions that you guys have. So to begin with, the basic single image ad. Basically what we're going to do here is create a captivating graphic that conveys your message. We're going to write a short description and headlines that describe what you're offering. We're going to create 3 different image size ratios for optimal placement. And here are those 3 sizes. And so the one in the middle, 1:1, super obvious. The first one, the 1.91 to 1, that is the size of basically a display on a phone. So that's what we refer to as reels. And then that 1000 by, or no, I have that backwards. I'm sorry. 1200, the 1.91 to 1. That's going to be what you would see on YouTube, which is that rectangular. And then that 1000 by 1776 pixels, that is the size of a phone display. And so as you put together your ad, it's important to have 3 different sizes, because the square that you originally had is not going to show up very well when someone goes to look at stories or at reels, or when they're on a desktop and there's a little ad space in the top right corner. And so when we create these, this is just an example of what we would create. Blazing Ranch is one of my clients in Cottonwood. Be sure to go if you haven't yet. It's amazing. But we'll stay out of the plug for Blazing M. So what we have here is 3 different image sizes, which is for 3 different placements on Facebook, Instagram, and what's called audience networks. And so once you put together these nice graphics and you put them into Ads Manager, what you're going to get next is all these different placements. And so as you go through Facebook, you'll have just a simple news feed, which everybody's familiar with. You scroll through, you see the posts. At some point, you're going to see a video on there. You start watching the video, and then all of a sudden you have a stream of videos. So it's all by design. Once you start watching those videos, that bottom row there, reels, stories, those are all what you would see there. And as you go through all of them, those are all the different pieces of ad space that Facebook ultimately has for sale that you can target with. So pretty remarkable. More coming on the next page. So native banner and interstitial, instant articles, in-stream for videos, ads on Facebook Reels. So even within a reel, there is an ad at the bottom. So this is why it is extremely important to put together more than one image size for an ad if you're really going to start spending money behind these ads. So next thing we're going to jump into is the carousel ad. Carousel ads are great. What you're going to do is create a series of graphics that showcase several different products or various features about a particular product. You're going to write a short description and headlines that describe what you're offering, just as we did in the single image ad. You can add as many as 12 images to your carousel. And in this case, we're going to create 1 image size for the carousel, which is a 1:1, just a square. And so this is what we would do. In this case, this is a client of ours who sells garages, cabins, barns, sheds, easy structures over in Chino Valley. And it's really kind of all that they do is sell these different types of buildings. And so we put together these graphics, and when we put them into the ad, If you look at the very first graphic there on the left side, and I couldn't really convey it with just a static image, but that's scrollable. So you can click on the cabins portion, it scrolls over, garages, etc. And it really allows you to just, again, showcase a number of different products or a lot of different features about a particular product. Next is a video ad. So again, video becoming more and more important. Showcase your business and products with an eye-catching informational video, a teaser, a testimonial, a short story, something to try to encourage video views and ultimately visits to your website. There are several free video making platforms that make video creation much easier than it used to be. You can go to and download TikTok, and it actually has a nice little video editor. There's iMovie, there's Adobe Premiere. I purchased one called Animoto. So there's, I think Canva at this point, you can do it as well. So that there's hundreds of different video making platforms out there. And when you make these, most programs will give you the option to do the different aspect ratios and give yourself a square, the real, and then the rectangle. What we use at CB Marketing Solutions is Animoto, Adobe Premiere, and Storyblocks. These, similar to what you saw in the single image ad, these are the different sizes for the video. And in this case, so, whoops. So basically what we did there is we took a rectangular video, the one on the right-hand side here. And if we were to try to put that into a square video, what's going to happen is it's going to chop off the edges, and it's only going to take the center square of it. So what we have to do is we have to take that video and put it into a different format, kind of shrink it down a little bit, leaves that little gap at the top and bottom. This gives you a chance to, put a little headline on there featuring bullfrog spas and swim spas. So this is another client of ours up in Utah, and they sell bullfrog spas. And so in this case, we wanted to put together a video ad that created brand awareness, not just for the spas, but about their store as a whole. And so we created 3 nice videos for all the different placements out there. So this is one that would be showing up on the reel. And this one over here would be in watch or just the stream, the news feed that you would be scrolling to. So you guys get the idea there. This is what the final placement looks like. So as you can see, lots of different choices. I will just make one note on the right-hand side where it says instant articles. So if you've been on Facebook and you click into a story, some kind of a news article or some kind of an entertainment story, as you scroll down, you'll start to see ads in the middle of that story. The ads there are in most cases tailored for you based on your previous website behavior and things you're interested in. And in this case, with instant articles, we're going to be showing this spa ad to people who specifically have been to the Tropical Spas website and who are interested in spas and swimming pools. And so as people up in St. George scroll through this, scroll through the news article, and then they see, oh, wow, that's crazy. Honey, it's a spa ad. We were just talking about getting a spa, or, you guys have all seen it before. Which I will touch on as well. So Facebook, when your phone is on and you have in Facebook and the microphone is accessible, conversations like we're having right now, that information ultimately is relayed into Facebook, and that makes you targetable based on things that we are just talking about out loud. If your mic is not connected to Facebook, that won't happen. But in my case, it is. So here's more placements for Tropical Spas. Again, you can see the reel and the story on the left-hand side there, in-stream videos, and then on the right-hand side, more reels. I think we have a couple more. Nope, that was it. And that brings us to instant experience ads. So this is the next ad type. I haven't done one of these in a long time, and when I went to go explore more about it, it was interesting. I'll show you in the next page the options that it gives you. But ultimately, you get to create a page experience within Facebook that showcases images, headlines, website links, forms, videos, really anything, and you're all staying on Facebook. You can feature a storefront, a lookbook, a customer acquisition page, or newly added an augmented reality experience. I can't really expand on the augmented reality experience. I don't know a lot about it, but as you can see, that picture kind of gives you a rough idea of what you could do in there. Why you'd want to do that, I don't know. Lastly is the lead form ad. Among my least favorites, but I'll share it anyway. So lead form ads enable you to capture customer information by submission of a form within your ad. So you can collect different pieces of information from your client and then use that information to contact them and solicit them in the future. Now, if you're going to take the time to get somebody to fill out a form, you may as well be on your own website and have that form there. I suppose in situations where people don't have websites, this could be beneficial. It does not offer the ability to do a checkout, so you can't collect credit card information in lead form ads. And ultimately, you have to navigate to a specific part of the ads manager to go find those lead form submissions. I really would encourage anybody to, again, work with getting a form on your website. That also enables you to retarget the people who have been on your website and looked at that form. Maybe they looked at it but didn't fill it out. What better thing to do than to put an ad in front of them at a later date? That's basically everything I just said there. Don't use lead form ads. So in summary, so Facebook ads offers a far more robust and far-reaching ad delivery platform when it comes to social media, and it really truly is only rivaled by Google Ads. So when it comes to cost per click and conversions and return on investment, the two top leading platforms are what we had just discussed: Facebook Ads Manager and Google Ads. We will have another Google Ads class at some point in the future, so I encourage you guys to keep an eye out on the correspondence from the BRIC and look for those next classes. Before you begin creating ads, it is important to have thoughtfully strategized and identified audiences that you want to see your ads. A lot of people, as soon as they figure this stuff out, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And they'll go target, just a radius around their business. Slow down a little bit, give it some thought, think about some different experiments that you could run. Your customer's geographic location, their interests, their age, their recent website visitors' behavior. These are all factors to consider when you are selecting your audience. And as you become more comfortable with Facebook ads, again, I encourage you to run experiments, use different pieces of creative, so an A and B graphic. Something that I did for the Blazonham Ranch over the holiday is we put together an ad that really catered to a younger parent to hopefully bring their kids out to the Blazonham Ranch. And we also put together one that was more focused, of a couple, an elderly couple going to visit the ranch and hearing, the Dolly Parton, the Elvis, the Reba, some of those classics. And what we found is that, gosh, the cost per click was about half of the previous campaign that we ran. So we were, getting people to the website for roughly 60 cents a piece. And when we made a graphic specifically for the younger parent, and we targeted people between the ages of, 25 to 45, we saw a really high click-through rate. And just the same when we targeted people over 45 with the, Elvis, Reba, yada, yada. It was very well accepted, and we had a really great click-through rate in that as well. And so that's where I would encourage everybody to try these different tests, be creative with it. It's also important to consider, this is really important, often overlooked. So it's important to consider where you're going to be sending these new prospects after they see your beautiful ad. It's important that your landing page offers a clear and concise message and a clear path to purchase, call, or learn more about your product. So oftentimes it is not the ads that are not working, but it is the website that is not converting. So what's next? So we got all this phenomenal information. What to do? So there's countless other aspects of digital marketing that shouldn't be overlooked when it comes to developing kind of a master plan. I encourage everybody to kind of go back through this presentation, jot down some of the things that really resonated with you and things that you think your business could benefit from. All while keeping in mind, I must get the plug for Brick again. Please keep in mind that we're going to be doing more classes just like this. So in the future, be sure to check back to visit campverde.com/BRIC. Other subjects that we are talking about, including getting into video strategy, your SEO strategy, your CRM and email marketing strategy. A CRM is a customer relationship management program. Your social outreach strategy. What is social outreach? So social media is more than just posting to your page. By all means, you can do that and just post and post and post and post. But part of these networks, Instagram, probably more than any, is really about community and reaching out to people who are interested in similar things and to people in your community. So when you go on Instagram, be sure to like the other local business, lift them up, comment on somebody. And what you'll find is that, people will recognize, oh, hey, this business took the time to go like my post. That's super great. They might go like yours. And, 6 or 8 months down the line, that might be the client, that does a $40,000 project with you. Why? All because we were doing social outreach and being social online. So that's why social outreach is super important as well. Lastly, other low traffic search engines like Yahoo and Bing. Google is the leader with roughly 92% of all of the searches throughout the world, leaving just 1.5% or 2% for the other Yahoo, Bing, etc. Gosh, I almost don't remember what this slide is. Yeah, of course. If you guys enjoyed this class, please leave us a review. We're going to send you a link in a short survey in the next day or two. We highly encourage you to share your feedback openly, candidly. Let us know what you think. And again, leave us a review as well. Some of the sources that came to put this presentation together: Statista, Facebook, HubSpot were my primary sources. And thank you all for attending Introduction to Digital Marketing.
All right.
That is it. Thank you all. Thank you guys very much.
So we're gonna do a little short Q&A session? Maybe
Yeah.
some questions?
Yeah, so now we'll open it up for Q&A. Is there any way to unmute the group on Zoom?
Yeah, so go ahead and so if they want to talk, I guess we can just.
I think you all can unmute yourselves. I'm going to go around and the room here first, and then we'll jump over to all you folks on Zoom. Questions, anybody?
So the Facebook ads
Yes.
through like the Meta, because we're with Parks and Rec in the town.
Yep.
So I guess I'm trying, like, Facebook business is a separate than.
Yes.
Meta,
So yes, that is correct. But you can have, when you have a Facebook Business Manager, you also have the Meta Suite. So it's there, and they are just two different things.
So we should be making sure we create the Facebook ad manager and go there to start our ads, not through the regular Meta Suite.
That's what I would recommend.
Because we've done them through Meta and it doesn't give you all the options
Right.
that you were talking about. So
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
but the business account has to be linked to, it can only be 2 people. Is that what you were saying?
No, so about the 2 people, so to create a Facebook Business Manager account, a personal Facebook ad account is needed. And each personal Facebook account is only allowed to create 2 Facebook Business Manager accounts in their lifetime, was the last rule, at least a couple years ago. Now, once you have a Facebook Business Manager account, you can invite all the people from your organization into that Business Manager account. And that business manager account is the owner of your Facebook page. It's the owner of your Instagram page, the pixel. And so at that point, it allows you to go in and say, hey, this person can access Instagram, this person can access Facebook. Oh, hey, they got fired, they can no longer access Facebook.
Okay.
And so it lets you really efficiently.
So what happens when that owner, him, doesn't work
First-
here anymore?
Great question. So what I recommend for that is who, it's a big responsibility, whoever's gonna have the Facebook Business Manager account. And I've had some clients who are like, I don't want it, and gosh, I'm not even sure how we end up doing that. Whoever is the owner of that Facebook Business Manager account should be the owner of the business. If it's a municipality situation where you guys are, what I would do is have multiple administrators who are kind of like the head admin on that page. And that way, if someone leaves the organization, you can create a Facebook Business Manager account, invite 10 people to the organization, and then leave. So that is something that you can do.
You were saying that Meta's gonna be going away, is that correct?
So Creator Studio is going away. I didn't show any Creator Studio stuff on here because it's leaving. Meta Business Suite is what's gonna remain. So that is the tool that should be here for the next few months at least. Yep.
And on the Yelp or not Yelp, but on Facebook likes,
Yes.
basically, that's the only way to get somebody to follow your business, correct? Is they have to like you.
For paid ad spend, is that what you're referring to?
Well, I mean, like, if I post a post
Yeah.
on my business website, anybody who's liked my website is going to have access to my post, correct?
Anybody who's liked your Facebook page,
Or my business.
your Facebook business page would have the ability to see that. And then depending on, you should make your business post available to the public. So anybody can see them. So you don't just want your following to be able to see it. You really want that to be public.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing is like, I currently pay somebody to do some of this for me.
Yeah.
I think I pay like $400 a month.
Yeah.
For them to do my social media marketing. But then I have like my mother, my aunt, whatever. I have these people that follow me that really are just personal friends of mine
Yeah.
and not necessarily are ever gonna actually get that.
Yeah.
marketing by my
Right.
business. So I'm like, basically, I'm just paying to be friendly with my family. Who,
Yeah.
I didn't really need to do that anyway. So I kind of need to figure out how to get more people following me so that I have a bigger audience. That's what
I understand.
I was asking as far as the likes.
You
are
can
concerned.
tell them
Is
that
that where a like promotion would benefit that or?
they can certainly invite people to like your page too. So.
That you can do. So yeah, to get, so there's a couple ways to grow your page. You can create great content that gets shared and people see that content and they're like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna go follow that cleaning service or that winery. So that's one way is creating the content and, being social, interacting with other businesses in your community. That'll help, get your following up as well. Those tend to take a little bit more time. If you wanted to take some ad money and put it behind growing your page audience, what you're going to choose is, just going to run back to it real quick. There it is. So you would create an engagement ad, and specifically we want to get more page likes. And so when you go into Facebook Ads Manager and you select the objective of engagement, it's then going to say, all right, what kind of engagement do you want to get? Video views, post engagement. Do you want more people to like your page? Do you want people to check into an event? So as an example for like the Pecan and Wine Fest, we'll run an ad for Visit Camp Verde, and what we're going for is event responses. Whereas what you would choose is page likes. And then you might select a 50-mile radius, choose the page like, put $300 behind it over the course of, a couple months. And then at that point, you will see your page start to grow. That's one way to grow it. Now, just because you're growing your page, obviously you're growing your page because you want to reach more people. And it seems kind of counterintuitive because alternatively, you can just run the ads to begin with to reach more people. So you don't necessarily have to get all these people to follow your page to do business with you, go to your website and purchase. Yep. Does anybody on the Zoom have any questions? Oh,
Ask them first.
okay. Anybody on the Zoom have any questions?
I do. On Facebook, I thought Facebook was going to be following away from likes and doing follows. Is that still a thing?
I had heard that rumored as well. Nothing that I've seen over the last few months has really gave me an indicator that that's really like on its way to happening. I've also heard that, Facebook is getting away from like the family and community connection, is just really going back, toward entertainment. I can't really attest that to be true, or it doesn't look like that's coming to fruition either.
Yeah, so on some of my like the metaverse and other things, it shows just followers. It doesn't show the likes. So I get confused because on some posts it shows like 22,000 followers, and then on some it says 14,000 likes and then 22,000 followers. And I'm just like, when is this going to change, or when is it going to be like, something that we could, utilize?
Yeah.
If I could show you my page, I'll show you what I'm looking at, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, so I will let me see. When you are a creator of some kind, or you're a figure, those are going to be followers. Whereas if I'm a business page, you have the option to like that page and follow that page. And I think there are some situations where a creator is slightly different. What's your name again, sir?
San Martin.
Right on, man. So we can go, I will come back to that because there's honestly some information there I'd have to look a little bit more into.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird. I noticed that there was a decline in viewership in the videos that we post. And then I went back into my page and realized that you could go ahead and do the drop down box on the like button, and then it will give you options on what to follow and what not to follow, and like see first, etc. And so I was like really confused by it. I'm just literally kind of like irritated that Facebook is giving us the old 1-2 punch, not helping us out. So I'm like, what in the world am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, I do not have a real good answer. I can tell you that public figures are usually followable, and you usually aren't going to like them. You're just going to follow them. Whereas a business, I guess you can have a follow and a like, because I also see those followers and likes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. Plus, I mean, when you actually go to a page, once again, it gives you all these different options, and it's like, how do you get everybody to be able to see your post the day of rather than a day later?
That's really tricky. It's got to be incredibly engaging, but there's really no way with Facebook's algorithm that you're going to reach, your entire, page audience in a day.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm just trying to still figure out some of the new stuff. I mean, because ever since it switched over to the metaverse, I'm like, I like the tools, don't get me wrong, but it just gets confusing when it comes down to the algorithms.
Yeah, agreed. I hope I answered your question there a little bit. If you'd like to circle back around, I can get with you after, and we can talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah, most definitely.
Any other questions from the group on Zoom?
Oh yeah, one more. Earlier you said something about the PO box. We kind of have a shared space in Prescott, and it's called Prescott Executive Offices. And one of the things that we tell a lot of small businesses that are kind of like working out of their homes, that they could utilize that address, which I'm thinking that the diversion is the actual address, not the PO box itself. So I was kind of confused on that part. Oh, you know what I think it is? I think they turned it into a suite. So maybe I'm just answering my own question right now. Because,
Suites can be tricky.
yeah,
Yeah, they can.
yeah. So I think that what happens is that they have like, I think like 500 boxes or something like that. And what they do is basically, make it a suite number. So it goes like 115 all the way up to like 300.
Yeah, and as long as your postman is on point on the delivery, and then when you go to fill out the postcard section within Google My Business, just be real concise and use 2 lines. So you're going to have address line 1 and then use the address line 2 to put that suite number, and that should get it to the right suite number. But again, slightly relying on the post service to get that accurate.
Yeah. All right. I was thinking about it because I was gonna go and talk to Eric, and I'm like, hey, how did you figure this one out? So I guess, having one of these shared office spaces is kind of a cool little new thing that's going around, since
Yeah.
a lot of people don't want to work in their homes no more.
Yep.
That
Right
was
on.
it.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions on the Zoom?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Pamela.
So I have a personal Facebook page, a TikTok, I have an Instagram. Am I more beneficial just posting my business there since I already have all the followers versus starting new business pages?
So in some cases, well, I guess we would take them one at a time. So Facebook, you can't really turn your personal page into a business page. You just have to create that business page. Instagram, you can take your personal Instagram account and turn it into a business account. TikTok would be something you can also, I believe you can take a personal and turn it into a business account. As far as, what's the right and wrong decision on what to do there. I'm personally a fan of having a personal and a business page for each of those. But that might not, work smoothly with what you're doing.
Okay. I see sometimes like your Facebook page will show up more often than somebody's business page. So that's what I was wondering.
Say that one more time.
I see sometimes that people's personal pages will show up, but their business pages won't always show up. Like when I'm following people, if they post on their personal page, I'll see it, but I always won't see their business page.
So are you following that particular business?
I am.
Yeah, and unfortunately we're at the mercy of Facebook's algorithm and lower organic reach for businesses. And so ultimately they want businesses to pay to reach the audience that they otherwise once reached for free.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Pamela. Anybody else on the Zoom? Cool.
Hey, Aaron, to piggyback off of the question that the one gentleman had about the suites, et cetera.
Yeah.
In our business, like we have a service business that does carpet and upholstery cleaning, et cetera. We don't necessarily, no one comes to our house.
Mhm.
Because we usually do, our services are provided in their home.
Yeah.
And we target like a huge radius. We service Payson, Flagstaff, Prescott. So we've had issues with maps. Like,
Yeah.
they want us to be local. They want us
Right.
to have our address. They
I
want us to
know.
have all those things. And so how do you recommend getting around that? Or what do you think?
So
Like,
with,
considering that we service all those areas, we had thought about having like home bases in
Yeah.
each place, but then they said that we have to have a brick and mortar place in each of those places. So we're like, well, we could get friends who live there. to
Right.
Let us use their address.
Did
It's
Google,
kind of a slippery slope.
which platform was that?
I was with Google.
Google? Because with Google, you can, there's a checkbox somewhere in there that says, basically, I have a place of business that people can visit. And ultimately, you can turn that off. And what it's going to do is it's going to completely remove your address. However, inside of the service area section of your Google My Business, you can still say, hey, Sholo, Williams, Cottonwood, Verde, Phoenix, Scottsdale. So you can still specify all these.
I do have that, I just don't feel like that actually is that effective.
and in many cases, it
On
is,
the flip side, like if you're in Prescott,
yeah,
you aren't going to choose me from Camp Verde to come clean your carpet because I'm not local in your eyes,
right,
even though I am up there all the time.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, I don't charge more, but you know what I mean, so it's kind of like this whole.
yeah. That'd be, it's tricky working just with your Google My Business. My first answer would be to pay with Google Ads. And there's a campaign type called Performance Max campaign. And what it does is it will take it basically takes all the different placements that you could possibly imagine: YouTube, display, search, and Google My Business. And you're basically, you have to have a YouTube video to create one of these ads, which means you have to have a YouTube channel and a video, and it's got to be formatted right. So predecessors are there, but ultimately you create that Performance Max campaign, and you create what's called a signal. And with the signal, you're saying, hey, here's the signal. Anybody who's been to these types of websites, your competitors, we want to target them, and then also target these keywords as well. And you'll type in like 6 or 8 or 12 keywords. And then your Performance Max campaign is going to say, all right, anybody who typed in those keywords and anybody who visited those websites, we're going to put ads in front of them here, there, YouTube, apps, native, all these different placements. And that would be one that I would focus on for Prescott if you're located in Camp Verde, because same for me, I wouldn't probably click a business that's 30 miles away. That would be specifically the one that I probably wouldn't click.
Right.
And so there are, I guess ultimately you got to kind of let that audience know, hey, Prescott, and you could do that with a Facebook or Instagram and Audience Network app. Hey, Prescott, we serve Prescott Valley as well. Here's what we do. Boom, 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 and have the different things that you showcase there. Yes,
You complete? Yeah, go ahead. Are you willing to share your presentation?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
it will be shared.
Okay.
Yeah,
If
so
I missed that, I'm sorry.
you're good. Yeah, so this will be on the Business Resource and Innovation Center YouTube, and then it's also going to be on the website. I'm not sure how long it will be up there, but it will be up there for a good amount of time, enough to go back and get all the notes.
Just look out for that link. Everyone who attended and signed up, I have your email, so I'll send out an email with the
Okay,
link
thank
to
you.
the YouTube and the stuff. So.
Right on. Any other questions out in the audience?
You don't have any recommendations for just free bonus things that you can do that might generate some business without having to spend?
Word of mouth, you can get real, great question, So it's-
Viral.
that's one way.
That's one way to do it.
So
Get arrested is another one. It ain't not being the kind of attention you want.
That's one way to go viral.
Right.
yeah, the
Rescue a dog from the river.